Hello everyone. It's me again, Sharon Lapu, and today I am with Mr. Ron Davis, the CEO and the president of the Jordan Davis Foundation, and he is from United States, who is now in the Philippines.
Hi,
And
everybody.
he is retired and has a non-profit foundation. Mr. Ron Davis, thank you for allowing me to interview you today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Sir, can you please introduce yourself to the viewers and tell us your background, history about your nonprofit foundation, and why you are here in the Philippines?
Okay, my nonprofit foundation can be found on walkwithjordan.org. Again, it's walkwithjordan.org, and you can see some of the information regarding my foundation. I've been coming to the Philippines, traveling here about 6 years or so, and my son Jordan Davis was shot and killed in Jacksonville, Florida, at the age of 17 at a gas station over loud music. It was considered a loud music trial in the United States, which happened in November 23rd, 2012. Since his un- untimely passing, we decided to develop a nonprofit in 2013. So we've had it for about 10 years now. We come to the Philippines as one of the worldwide places that we do go to try to help families that are in need, the families that are in distress situations. So I thought about the Philippines in this particular situation when Hurricane Odette, they call it Typhoon Odette here, it's a typhoon, and it had really devastated a small fishing village in south of Cebu called San Fernando, about an hour and a half from the city of Cebu. And so I decided to bring my nonprofit and volunteers, and we came over here, and I have volunteers in the Philippines also, to go over and see if we can have an event day for the families over in San Fernando, which we did. We did that on June the 26th of this year, 2022. And we were able to get the barangay captain and the mayors involved in it, and we had a really great turnout. We fed over 600 families in the town of San Fernando, so I was very, very happy about that. And what we do is we bring bands over. We'll have a group, or we'll have musicians come and play, and singers. And then we also, this time, because there was a lot of small children, there was about 150 small children, we actually hired a magician, and he was doing magic shows for the kids. So we love
Okay.
doing that.
Okay, and how long have you been in the Philippines, and are you going here permanently or part time?
This time I came in the Philippines. I've been here since May 1st of this year, so I've been here. This is the fifth month in the Philippines, and I will be here for a year. I'll be here until next year, April of 2023. I am going back to the U.S. in November because November 23rd is when my son was shot and killed, and so we're going to do a 10-year anniversary event on the 19th of November of this year, and we'll do it at the Clara White Rescue Mission in Jacksonville, Florida, and that will be on the 19th of November on a Saturday from 11 o'clock in the morning until probably about 6 o'clock in the evening. And so what we do is we go and feed the community. It's a feed the community event, and we'll block off the street, and then we'll have a great turnout for the 10-year commemoration of my son's untimely death.
Okay, and sir, I just want to say sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And is your foundation is worldwide or only in the United States?
It's a worldwide foundation. The Jordan Davis Foundation is worldwide. We've also gone to Jamaica this past year in 2021. Uh, we went to Jamaica, Montego Bay, Jamaica, and we went up in the hills about an hour up in the hills of Jamaica. And there is a compound up there, and they take care of kids that have been like thrown away by their families. We have a lot of kids there that have Down syndrome, and their families can't care for them, so they kind of let them go. And their organizations up there in the mountains that they have a compound, they take care of these kids and they feed them and they have nourishment for them, because you can't throw away human beings no matter
Yes.
what the happening. So we went up there to help them. We had a day. There's a person that asked me to come with them, Tisha's Hand Foundation, and Lakeisha Burton and her husband Greg Burton asked me to come and be a part of that, and I did that also.
Okay. We are happy, sir, that you are here in the Philippines and you give some help. You are a blessed.
Thank you. Thank you.
And number five, you look quite young. You say you are retired. Did you retire at a young age?
Yes, I did. Yes, people always ask me about that because I use my senior
Yes.
card when I'm in the Philippines, and every time I use my senior card at the grocery store
Mm.
or wherever, especially at the restaurants, they can't believe it. But I have a senior card. But yes, I retired early. I retired at the age of 53.
Mm.
I worked for Delta Airlines in reservations control. I was an analyst for Delta Airlines revenue control, and I worked at Delta for 32 years, and I had a
Mm.
great career at Delta. And I just hope everyone, when they start getting out in the workforce, could work for a wonderful place like I did for Delta
Yes.
Airlines. Yeah, it was a wonderful place to work.
Okay, so do you have any long-term plans in the Philippines and for your non-profit organizations?
Yes, I have some long-term plans. I
Mm.
also I've been to other provinces.
Mhm.
I went to Iloilo,
Ah, okay.
okay, and I go up in the mountains in Lambu now,
Mm.
and I actually have volunteers, about 60 or 70 volunteers up
Ah,
there,
okay.
and then I go
So
up there.
much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I go up there. We did an event for families in Hipkos, which is a really small
Mm.
place up there in the mountains, and we did that about 3 years ago, and we fed about 350 families. We had a
Mm.
volleyball tournament
Ah,
and also
okay.
a Jordan Davis
Mm.
basketball tournament
Oh,
that I
it's good.
sponsored and hosted up there.
Mm.
And so I also sponsor a girls' youth volleyball team
Ah,
in
okay.
Iloilo.
Ah,
Also, yeah,
okay.
yeah. And
Awesome.
so I did this past May. I went there and we registered them for a volleyball tournament,
Mm.
and they did very well in the tournament.
Ah,
So yeah, yeah.
okay.
So I do quite a bit of things in the Philippines, and I do that because the Philippines people are so gracious and so nice,
Mm.
and so everywhere you go in the world, it's not the same reaction to the things that you're trying to do.
Mm.
And when you find the spirit is there, what
Yes.
you're trying to do as a nonprofit, where you're trying to help, but you need when you help other people in other countries, you need them to help you back as
Mm.
far as not monetarily because you take care of the finances, but you need them to show the same spirit that you show.
Yes.
And so I find in the Philippines that they show that spirit.
Okay. And in your opinion, sir, what advice can you give to the foreigner who are thinking or visiting or retiring here in the Philippines?
I think that when you come to the Philippines, that you
Mm.
should come thinking about a place that is just asking you to come and be a
Mm.
part of them.
Yes.
Don't be the expat or the foreigner that comes here trying to take advantage of
Mm.
people because they may not have the world experience that you
Mm.
have. Come here thinking about you want to be a part of the community and not a detriment to the community. So I say, and it's a great place. Financially, it's wonderful, for
Mm.
your dollars, whether you're from the UK or from Australia or from
Yes.
America, your dollars go a long way here, but use them in a way that you help the community and not just yourself. And so
Mm.
that's what I would advise people coming here.
Yes. Sir, you are a very rich, not, I mean, inside your heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the pros and the cons of living in the Philippines?
The pros for living in the Philippines is it has the most beautiful women. And when I say beautiful, I don't mean just on the outside. Beautiful is
Inside.
inside too. So, if they care for you. I mean, if you start limping or something like
Mm.
that because I'm getting older, they want to know what's wrong with you. They rub little things on you, little
Yes.
oils on you and stuff like that and make sure you're all right. You know, they'll go get food for you,
Mm.
and they don't even have to know you really well. They'll say, what do you need? You stay right here. I'll go get it for you. And they'll do that for you. So they care for the people well-being, I would say.
Mm.
And also, it's a place that's building up. I mean, right here, I'm in Lapu in Mactown, Newtown, and then all I see is buildings going up.
Yes.
And so they've come out of the pandemic with a heart of being progressive to go
Mm.
ahead and build. So if you want to be part of the building experience here, getting condos, whatever you want to do, everything is laid out for you here
Mm.
because the Philippines is growing completely. I mean, it's continue to grow, and your dollars, like I said, go a long way. As far as the cons are concerned, is The cons are, I would probably say that you have to subdue a lot of your natural instincts coming
Mm.
from westernized countries. In other words, like the other day, I was going to one of the utilities companies
Mm.
for my phone, and I asked them for a 30-day for my phone,
Mm.
one of my promos. And
Okay.
so they said, yeah, we have it for 5.99 pesos. I said, okay, it's a great deal. So she
Yes.
started looking at everything. She said, we have that for you. And so at the end of what she did, and she's charging me for the pesos for the 30
Mm.
days, she says, well, I just want to say, we don't have, for some reason, we don't see the 30-day. And so we booked you for a 15-day.
Mm.
And I said, so instead of 30, you only booked me for 15 days. And she said, yeah, but I said, but you charged me the same amount. She said, yeah, we charged me the same amount. So I got a little cranky about that. But they said, once they do it,
Mm.
they can't reverse it. And so
Yes.
you have to kind of swallow it
Mm.
because they have laws in this country that they don't appreciate rudeness.
Mm.
And there's actually a
Yeah.
law against rudeness. I mean, you can be rude in the United States anytime you want. But
Yes.
here, if you're rude to people in public, they will take you in for a day and incarcerate you for a day. So you have to be aware of that. You have to also be aware that we cannot buy land here. We can
Mm.
lease land here, which is, if you lease
Yes.
it for 25 years, depending on your age, it's about the same.
Mm.
That's one thing. And the other thing is, I think that I would say a con is that the traffic
Mm.
to
Yes.
get from
Traffic.
point A to point B, I mean, you run into so much traffic. So I kind of like the outer provinces better than
Mm.
the cities. Like Cebu City is
Yes.
crowded, and of course Manila is crowded in the city. A place that would only be like maybe 10 miles away would probably take you an hour and a half to get there, and 10 miles away. So you have to be patient. Bring your patience with you when you come to the Philippines.
Patient is a virtue.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, next question is: there are a lot of foreigners here in Lapu-Lapu and in the Philippines. What areas do you consider best place for Americans people to retire?
Best place to retire. I actually like Iloilo to
Mm.
retire because it's an upcoming center and the traffic is nowhere about probably half as bad as the
Mm.
rest of the places I've been. Uh, I've been to Palawan, I've been
Mm.
to Iloilo, I've been to different parts of the Philippines, and
Mm.
I do think Iloilo is really nice. It's a really a nice quiet place,
Mm.
great roads, traffic is down. So that was one of the places. So if you're a younger person and you want excitement, you can go from Iloilo to Boracay.
Yes.
It's a very exciting place to go.
Mm.
Beautiful beaches, things like that. Here, I wouldn't go to Cebu in the city. Lapu Lapu is growing also, and it's going to
Mm.
continue to get busy. So I
Yes.
would just say go in the mountains or go into one of the provinces. And I always say that I prefer the ladies in the provinces more than I do the ladies in the
The
city.
city.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay. Do you have any upcoming non-profit events in the Philippines?
In the Philippines, yes, I do have another nonprofit event coming
Mm.
up. My volunteers that are in Lambu now, which is
Mm.
in Iloilo, we have an event coming up on the 21st of November.
Okay.
And so we're going to go in the 21st of November, and we'll have
Mm.
about 30 of the volunteers with that event. And there's a lot of, one thing about the Philippines, there's a lot of music and there's a lot of singing. Everybody, you too,
And
right, Sharon?
yes,
Everybody in the Philippines can sing or think they can sing, right?
yes,
And so
they can sing, they
they can
can
sing, they
dance.
can sing and they can dance. So you get a lot of singing, a lot of dance. So there's going to be a lot of singing, a lot of dancing. We're going to have a resort. We're going to, and everything is about feeding. We're going to have feeding, and I like what they do because they use the uh, the leaves. You get
Mm.
the big leaves, and you put food on the leaves, the
Yes,
banana
yes.
leaves, right?
Yes, we call that here, sir, Budol fight.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna do that, and so we're
Mm.
gonna do that at the event, and so that's coming up on the 21st of November.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I am happy that you enjoy here in the Philippines.
yeah. I love it here.
Okay, so next is please tell to my viewers how to contribute to your nonprofit organization.
Okay, if you want to contribute to our foundation, the things that we do, again, we do it all over the world. We do it not only Jamaica, not only the Philippines, but we've done it in India. We've also done it in Thailand, and we're going to go to Costa Rica next year. We'll be doing some things in Costa Rica, and you can go to Walk with Jordan, JORDAN, walkwithjordan.org,
Okay.
ORG. And if you go there, there's a donate button, and you hit that donate button, and you can contribute, using a debit or credit card. And even if you have a check and you don't have a debit or credit, there's an address there that you can mail the check to the bank. It's guaranteed that every dollar that you send will go to the people that it's intended for. I do
Okay.
not pay myself. I don't have a salary from the
Yes.
foundation, and I'm the CEO and president. So if I don't have a payment, nobody else does. So all the people that are in my foundation, the board of directors, are all volunteers, and they travel sometimes with me, but they're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid. So we're unlike a lot of the other organizations where there's
Okay.
admin costs and stuff like that. We don't do that. We try to. The only thing that we pay for is the setup to do the event. But other than that, the money goes to the people that it's entitled to. And also, there's pictures and videos on that website. Again, it's walkwithjordan.org.
And what Filipino food that you often eat?
I eat chicken adobo.
Ah,
It's one of my favorite foods. I love chicken adobo.
oh,
I eat the pancit. Yeah,
fancy.
yeah,
Yeah.
pancit. And what else do I eat here? I like the seafood. Actually, you have the good those mud crabs. I
Yes.
like the seafood here. You got good mud crabs. The tiger prawns. I like the
Mm,
tiger prawns. I like the buttered garlic tiger prawns.
yes.
It's very, very, very good.
Butter garlic
Right,
prawns.
right. It's very good. So I like to do that. So yeah, you have wonderful food here. Wonderful food here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's that little thing that's like in an egg roll? And they call it Shanghai
Lumpia
lumpia.
Shanghai.
Oh, lumpia Shanghai. Yes, yes, yes. I have some mates
Okay.
in the United States ask me about that. Yeah,
Lumpia.
lumpia
Mm,
Shanghai. Yes,
yeah,
good.
it's good. And what is your opinion of the Filipino people and the environment?
My opinion of the Filipino people is that that is why I come here. They are the most wonderful people that I've met. I mean, they're gracious. You know, their environment. They always try to help each other, and I noticed that.
Yes.
Sometimes you go to different countries and everything you do, people want to get paid for it.
Mm.
But a lot of times I'm trying to give a tip, and they're like, no, no, don't give us a
Yeah.
tip. And I'm like, what do you mean, no, no? You working for maybe $4
US
dollars a
dollars.
day,
Mm.
and I'm trying to give you a $2 tip, and you're like, no, no, no. And so, that inspires you. And sometimes you have to sneak it in their pocket,
Yes.
and they look in their pocket and they look at you and then they wave at you. Whenever I tip the taxis who are
Mm.
just trying to make a living now that all the tourists are back, because when the tourists left, it was hard for
Yes.
taxi drivers to make a living. Uh, they are so grateful for just $1 tip.
Mm.
I mean, anything that you give them that's extra, and you just say keep the change, they are so grateful, and they show how grateful they are. And there's a lot of things to see. There are a lot of beaches to see. There are monuments here, like the Temple of Leah
Yes.
and stuff like that. Beautiful
Have you
monument.
been
I
there?
have been to the Temple of
Okay.
Leah. Yeah, yeah. And I've been to that garden. Uh,
Siraw Garden.
yes, I went to the garden. It's a
Okay.
wonderful garden.
Uh-huh.
So you have a lot of sightseeing to do. So when you come to the Philippines, make sure you get out. Make sure you go to El Nido, which is in
Yeah.
Palawan, and you can go see these structures, these mountains that come all the way down to the sea. These mountains are like over 100 feet high, and they come down to the sea. So go island hopping also when you come here. I've done that. Baraka, as I said, is a great beach. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful sand beaches that I've been to. White powder sand, very safe, and have restaurants all along the beach.
Yes.
So come there. That's another wonderful place to see. And so I went over here to Bohol. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
Bohol.
that's about a 2 hour trip on the
Yeah.
ocean jet,
Mm.
and that was a fun thing. So some other things I want to do. I want to go to Dumaguete over here. I want to do
Okay.
that and have and there's an island that's north of here, Barangay.
What?
It's north. It's on the northern part of Cebu.
Moalboal?
No, it's the one that's across from the Virgin Island.
I don't know that.
Okay, it's like I think it's
Silongan?
okay.
Silongan
Baran,
Island?
it's Barangay or something like that, or
I don't know.
it's because a friend of mine is from. His wife is from that island, and and it's like north of Cebu. It's right off of Cebu.
Mm.
But they have islands like that that you can take a bus.
Ah, you mean Malapascua?
Yeah, yeah. You
Ah,
can go to
Malapascua.
Malapascua. You can go there. The whale watching.
Ah,
You can
Mualbual. In
you
Mualbual.
that you can go
Mm.
whale watching. So that's in Cebu also. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So there's so many things that you can do here. It's amazing how many islands. Like when they told me it was over 7,000 islands in the
Yes.
Philippines, I was like, oh my god, you know. But I mean, only a certain amount of them are occupied, right? We
Yes.
think, right?
So
Yeah.
do you think 7,000 island it's too much for me to travel?
Yeah, yes. I'm only going to see maybe 10.
Yeah.
That's for real. Yes.
Okay. Have and sir, have you visited of other country in Southeast Asia? If you have, where would you rate the Philippines?
Okay, so yes, I've visited Thailand.
Mm,
That was about just before the pandemic.
okay.
I was in Bangkok and Pattaya, I guess it's called.
Mm,
And I visited India and Asia. I
okay.
visited Japan.
Mm,
I visited. I didn't really get into. I was just at the airport in Seoul, but I didn't really get a chance to really visit the country. But I would say that I like Thailand also. I like Thailand also. I think the Philippines are the best. That's why I come here the most. So
yes.
rated is number one. The number one Philippines. Listen to that, number one. But Thailand is very interesting. There's a lot to see. Uh, and I will put in here just so people will know my birthday is coming up next March, March the
Oh.
7th next year. And it's me and some friends that are going to come from the States. We're going to go to visit a friend of mine in Vietnam.
Oh.
So we'll fly into Ho Chi Minh City, which is Saigon.
Mm,
And he lives about 45 minutes from there, him and his wife. And so I'm gonna have to give you another report on Vietnam when that's
yeah.
done. But that's the first week of March. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So far, you know, the Philippines and then maybe Thailand, you know, and Japan was nice, but it seems like people in Japan were a little more strict,
Mm,
with their person. They don't have a lot of outward show of emotion, and I think that's
yes.
into their,
They
the way.
don't want to communicate.
Right. Yeah. And so and Thailand was pretty nice. Everybody was kind of really nice, and they really showed you around, and there's all type of statues to see and
Okay.
stuff like that. And you know, the beaches are better here in the
Mm,
Philippines, but they do have some nice beaches. But the people of the Philippines, they just give themselves to you. I mean, right away, it's you could talk to someone in the Philippines for an hour, and it's
yeah.
almost like they've known you. But there's a funny thing about the Philippines. The first two things they ask you: how old you are, and are you here by
For
yourself?
yourself.
And I was like, these are like in the United States. These would be considered personal questions where we have to know each other for a few months maybe before you ask that question. But here, the first matter of fact, cab drivers here ask that question. And I thought that was so strange. I'm like, you're driving a cab. I don't know you. I'm paying you to drive me. And you're saying, how long are you going to be here? How old are you?
Yes.
Do you have a wife? I'm like, you're driving a cab.
Yes, and the driver is communicating you first.
Yeah. I'm not trying to give you all this information. We just gonna see each other. I'm gonna pay you, and that's it.
Yes.
But they ask these questions, even when you're in restaurants. You get it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because sir, I think some Filipino people, if they ask your age and if you tell your true age,
yeah. Right.
yeah, I mean your real age, I think they don't believe that you are on that kind of age because you don't look
Yeah.
53.
Right.
For me, right now, I told to myself, is he 53? You look only 35.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, I'm not even 53. See, you never know what I put out there.
Yeah.
So when I tell the cab driver, I say I'm about 103, but I don't look my age, and they
Yes.
just laugh. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so well, that's it, everyone, and thank you, Sir Ron
You're
Davis,
welcome.
for
Thank
your
you, Sharon.
time, and I really appreciate it. And I will put your contact information in
Okay.
the video description. So
Okay.
thank you, and God
God bless.
bless.
Thank you for having me. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.